approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. Pretty girl, she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep.
So back on Murder, She Wrote.
The crone spoke in a whisper. Her words.
What was the theme song?
In Rose's ear.
That was not the theme song to Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, Murder, She Wrote. She's gotta fight some guy. Murder, She Wrote. She's got a big ass shotgun. Murder, She Wrote.
You guys don't know the theme song to Murder, She Wrote, do you?
Boom! Murder, She Wrote, motherfucker!
I remember it being a piano piece.
Boom, 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 boom. And then, like, the 5-piece orchestra kicks in along with the folk metal.
Wait, folk metal is a real term.
That's totally a real thing. That's totally a real thing.
Every combination of genre that you can think of is a real thing. Go ahead, try it.
No, it's awesome. It's like violins and accordions
sprint more.
Guitars.
It's like Southern almost too. I like it.
What about neoclassical reggae punk?
Yes, that is a thing.
I'm actually in a neoclassical reggae punk band.
What it? They're called the Scarn-Tobins.
What?
I believe I have lost the trail.
If I were actually in a reggae punk class, I would probably know whatever Mumbles just said now. So, running through forest with a flashlight.
This is new.
Yeah.
Oh, you just got.
How much better would this be if you had Jubilee's power? This could have been a Jubilee game.
Wait, who?
I was about to say that I'm
fucking kidding me right now? Are you joking? You seriously?
But I totally bet she has.
Jubilee has been in a lot of video games.
They're fireworks, though. They're not really. That's different.
Actually, Jubilee's fireworks aren't real fireworks. They're plasma beams, kind of. A little bit like Cyclops.
Stop! Put a lid on it. God.
No!
Anytime anyone starts a scientific explanation of an X-Man's powers, I suffer a tiny aneurysm.
Except for they totally make sense that way.
Wait,
it wouldn't make sense
wait. There's this big dude with an axe standing here in front of all these neon fucking signs, and he's totally okay with it.
And there's no reason to fight this guy. You just run right past and stand in the spotlight.
The mountain.
I'm reminded of that scene from Gremlins 2, where it's like, what happens when you feed them after midnight across time zones?
You remember a scene in Gremlins 2?
I have a very sad life. Don't ask questions!
Yeah.
Wait, did somebody in Gremlins 2 actually ask that question? Because now I'm curious.
Yeah, they sort of... Gremlins 2 is... I don't want to get too far off topic, but Gremlins 2 is sort of a deconstruction by Joe Dante of the entire Gremlins concept, and it's a self-parody of the first film. But regardless...
Wow, did Gremlins not need deconstruction? Here, let me construct Gremlins from you. It's Gremlin.
Oh, but it's commentary on the Gremlins, don't you see?
No. This isn't a Raymond Carver short story.
Radio station.
Gremlins.
Oh, this is such a good joke. Okay, so the radio guy has a really cool voice, and he sounds like a cool dude, but he's actually like this old nerdy guy or whatever. That, I can say as someone who works in radio, is very true. People's faces do not match their voices in radio, except for maybe one or two cases.
Taught me that lesson unforgivably.
What the hell's the matter with you?
I like how he calls him Dan Brown. It's like he's just naming every author he's ever heard of.
I'm waiting for an in-game, like in-universe, like someone steps up behind Nightingale in universe and does the like standard movie trailer, like he's a hard-boiled cop that doesn't play by the rules, and everybody just kind of rolls with it.
I'm kind of impressed that Nightingale's heard of H.P. Lovecraft.
Also, that was an entire 20 minutes of fluff.
Yeah.
Nothing was gained or lost.
Oh, I completely
hope
forgot to
people
point this out,
enjoyed
but can I just say what a genius move it is for Alan Wake, the wanted fugitive with all the police after him, to go to a radio station and have the radio station announcer say, "Oh, guess who I've got in the studio?"
Marched out.
Yeah.
His cheeks burned with rage.
What the fuck?
I just think it's a little weird that a game that is already only about 6 hours long, I keep pointing out places where you could have trimmed the fat. If you're going for a really linear game, you really can't have that amount of fat. If you're going for a linear, narrative-driven game, your narrative has to be judged by the same standards of any other linear narrative, and you can't spend time going to the radio station, because it's cool.
No, but if it does have fat, it has to be really cool. Like, it has to be like, oh, I'm so glad we did this. Like, I'm not glad that we went to the radio station. I actually would have liked it better if we never met that guy, to be honest.
Or if we went to the radio station and had more than 2 lines of dialogue with him before Nightingale showed up and shot up the place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
learned
God,
something
that means
from
that
him.
I'm gonna actually have to shoot stuff now, and it won't just give me flares and flashbangs every 2 meters.
Anyone else have
Seriously?
the shotgun ammo and they're like, "Where's the shotgun? Shit, did I miss something?"
That seriously happened? Because those guys go away the second you walk into the light.
Sorry, was that an inflatable hatchet?
Oh no. My hatchet.
You're
is under the
Connor.
cat.
So, you know what sort of separates this fight from like the early fight? Absolutely nothing.
Oh.
This is the exact same fight you've been having with these guys forever, except now I guess you could throw flashbangs if they were a credible threat and flashbangs were a thing.
You know, it was either Seamus or Rutskarn that referenced the rock climbing, and that's exactly what this is.
Something that always kind of bothered me about how Alan Wake is always going on in those TV things with them about how the thing has to make sense. And then random power company lights are lying around. It's like, it was clearly left for me to find so that I could use them against the darkness. It's like, wait a minute.
You can't just pull stuff out of your ass. Oh, look what I found in my ass. It's a coffee.
I don't know. I've said this before, I think maybe on Twitter, but this game could have been a little bit weirder. Like, so I even think it would work in the whole it's gotta make sense shit. You're in the forest, these things are made of darkness, they can morph into other things. They're made of darkness, they're supposed to be scary as fuck. It could have worked. If they would have just tried to be a little bit weirder with this game, it would have felt like it didn't even have to be scary. It would have just been like, this is kind of an interesting commentary on what they're trying to talk about. And the biggest problem I have with Alan Wake is that it references shit, but it doesn't say anything about the things that they reference. They just reference it. It's like a bad meme.
And that's totally a fair criticism, because I keep saying that it is like an homage to these things. And you could say the same thing about this game. The same thing you could say about a lot of Tarantino films, where it just sort of takes the style and none of the substance of what it's trying to riff on or lovingly homage to.
It crashed the concrete wall and landed heavily.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
If they were trying to say something, okay, Brett, sorry.
Fixed its eyes on it
No.
and showed
Yeah,
up.
but like,
Of course,
I feel like also the difference is, with Tarantino though, you're telling an entertaining story still. This game,
came for me.
you know, it's not that interesting. I mean, it's got like the interesting core idea, but like the individual fights and like the individual characters, they're not that engaging.
And Tarantino is all style. It's 100% swaggering style. And so Alan Wake doesn't really have any style. It's just kind of ripping off of the almost boring parts of things that we know. There's nothing swaggering about it the way that Tarantino
Coffee? I
does
love
his
coffee.
stuff. And
Is that your
honestly,
thing
I think
now,
it could have. like used more humor. Like it didn't have to be a funny game, but it could have been.
And her gut said
Some parts were funny. Like not. There's like maybe 2 funny parts in this entire game.
just the smell of stale.
That's why I don't hate Barry the way Rutskarn hates Barry. But I don't disagree.
The look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was
Barry's okay. I don't know. I think he's more annoying than funny. They could have, and he's just such a stereotype. He's just like a bad Steve Buscemi character mixed with a bad Joey Pantalone character from Sopranos, but basically the same thing.
It's a train! We gotta hijack it now. We gotta steal the train. Aw, it's gone. Damn it, this is Rutskarn's fault.
Runaway train.
Hey,
it ain't
telephone.
Never coming back.
Hello?
Runaway train on a one-way track.
Alice? Alice?
I should be getting somewhere.
Thank you, that's kind.
Aren't most tracks one way unless you aren't driving a train? I mean, trains have a lot of mass.
Don't question the 90s.
So the
Don't
little
question the
known
90s.
fact, young squire, about the train is every track goes 2 ways, as long as you are stronger than the train coming the other way.
Is that a thing
What?
from a thing?
No,
I
it's
think
not. That's
Rutskarn
just my
should be a
train.
train
That's my
conductor.
Wizen
That was
train
amazing.
conductor
Let's go
voice.
play Trains 2 2010.
Was that a
She had called me.
was that a 13-year-old heavy? What was that?
Smoking a boiler is much like making love to a woman.
Darkness. It floated in midair.
That's amazing.
For a moment, I didn't
When you
understand
pull the whistle,
the heavy
it is the
object
whistle
with impossible.
that pulls
I threw
you.
myself
Wouldn't it be Vissel? Don't they have trouble with W's?
Don't ruin it! Don't ruin it!
My ethnicity is a complicated hash, like when a squirrel gets on track.
Isn't that pastiche?
Part of my complicated heritage is a lack of knowledge about things like your pastiches.
Pasties, as it were.
Mumbles wins.
Okay, so more walking into cabins and picking up batteries and revolver ammo.
What the fuck? Did you
Wait,
see
what?
that? I just walked over a plank and it
Yes.
flew like
What?
10 feet in the air.
What? Was that,
Physics!
like on purpose?
Engine! Go!
I will say the physics engine in this game is more hilarious than the physics engines in a lot of games.
You know what? You know what problem this game suffers from? This game suffers from the same problem that the Aliens game suffers from, or all of the Aliens games suffer from, which is
That you.
something is not scary when you've killed 300 of them.
Okay, yes. And I will actually defend that Aliens vs. Predator, the first one, like, you know, like in 1990 whatever, or early 2000 whatever, I don't know. I played it
I
like,
could see a railway bridge
like
up
but
ahead
like
and
the
a warehouse
it's
of
it's
some
not
sort
a
on the
scary
opposite
game.
shore.
It's just a really
Have to
tense
find a car
game.
from there.
Like you're running around and like you don't know when something's just gonna come screaming along the hallway in 1,000,000 miles per hour. And you're going to have to backstrafe at like 999,000 miles per hour because this was an old shooter and that's how they roll.
I love aliens. Are you guys aliens or a predator? Or like, do you have a side? Are you a predator?
Yeah,
I feel
I like
Chris is a
xenomorphs.
predator fan. Am I right? Chris, predator? That seems like your.
In what sense? Like, which would I want to
Do
see
you like
win?
aliens, or do you like predators more? Like what?
No, like
series
which
do you
one
like
would you ask
better?
to the prom, Chris? Keep up.
Yeah.
The darkness
Come
that was
on.
I would rather ask a Predator to the prom, but like thematically, I think Aliens is probably, as a trilogy, has more thematic depth with the gender role
Yeah.
stuff.
Uh-huh, yeah,
It-
what I
it-
got out of that was Chris kisses
What?
Predator.
Aliens. to
What I
me-
gotta.
Chris
You know, when
loves
they did this
Predator.
scene in Half-Life 2, the bridge wasn't falling apart on me.
Where's my gravity?
You know,
gun?
I'm not even sure how much of that was scripted, and how much of it is just the physics engine going fucking cray-cray.
I think at this point they were like, we need to justify our physics engine.
I can't pause the game, Mom. I need flares to throw out the bridge.
What is even happening right now? This is like Chuck E. Cheese gone wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
Chuck E. Cheese in San Francisco must be much different than they were back in North Carolina.
We have chains.
Fun fact, pretty much my first
Ow,
memory
what
was
the-
from a Chuck E. Cheese's. It was my second
Your first
birthday
what?
party. My first memory.
Aww.
My first memory was the time that I crashed your second birthday party at Chuck E.
Was that a couple
Cheese's.
months ago, Red Scar?
Oh, shut
The
up.
hell.
Did we live?
Evidently,
guess
I
we
thought we
did.
were dead.
What were you basing
Yes,
that
I'm-
on?
Well, it looked like I died because like the screen faded out for a minute.
No, fair
There
enough.
was-
Just walk it off.
True to form,
There was a bright flash, and then I saw my life flash before my eyes, and the entire internet called me an idiot, and then we were still alive, so I don't know what happened.
I saw my life flash before my eyes. It was running in a forest and shooting a guy, and running in a forest and shooting a... Oh. No, wait, I'm actually just still doing those things.
The dark presence had made itself inside.
What's really sad is I've been watching a lot of those crappy internet reviews of other movies, and a lot of them make fun of movies by saying, like, hour 7 of the movie was just the same crap, and I'm like, we literally are at, like, hour 7 of the same crap.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's a flashlight, but it's like 2 inches longer,
Could possess anything.
and I
2
can't pick
inches
it up
is a
until
lot.
Alan Wake stops.
Gosh. That's
Oh,
a
hold down
significant
E.
difference. If you know what I mean.
Get the heavy
It's all
duty
the-
flashlight.
No, Rutscar,
Do you
I have
know
no idea
how much
what
fun
you
it is to
mean.
hit people
You should
with that
explain it to
flashlight?
me.
I have a heavy duty flashlight, and it is fun.
You know
to
what's a
hit
missed
people with
marketing
it.
You
opportunity?
have never used your
Flashlights.
heavy-duty flashlight as an actual flashlight, have you,
Chris,
Mumbles?
are you
You've just
are
used
you
it as a
actually like
stick to hit people with.
are you positing, Chris,
Yeah.
that they should have sold Alan Wake brand heavy duty flashlights?
We have not gotten to the worst of the advertising, so we haven't seen how bad it
I love
gets.
coffee.
They should have replaced the Energizer
Coffee.
Bunny with Alan Wake.
What?
I like that scene in
And
George
he'd
of the
be their new
Jungle,
mascot.
where he eats all of the coffee and he goes bananas. Anyone? George of the
I
Jungle?
did see that movie, Mumbles. I'm just trying very hard to pretend I didn't.
Okay. When I was a kid, that was the
Now
funniest
it's
thing
not
to
letting me
ever.
pull. Ah,
Watch
you
out
guys.
for that!
I was like, I don't know what this coffee stuff is, but apparently it makes you awesome.
I think
You
you
know-
confused coffee with cocaine.
I can't help but think at the end of this entire spoiler warning, Rutskarn's gonna have a better appreciation for this game, and I'm gonna be all jaded and hate it.
Good. That's my goal. Well, not the Red Scarn part, I don't care. But it make you hate it.
Mumbles, welcome to like a couple of years ago in BioShock.
Yeah.
One of
Are
us! One of us! We
Are we
accept
po-
it! We accept
Are
it!
we-
One of us!
Are-
One of us!
Are we Stop! Are we popping Chris's hate cherry? Is that what we're doing?
I try not
well,
to hate,
now
I
that
really
you put
do.
it like that, no. That was exactly what
Yeah.
we were doing until you decided to put it in that way.
Yes, and now I'm going to do anything but that. My new goal is to make
Mumble.
Chris Kwai Chang king.
Oh boy, this game is sure funny and scary, and I like all the references in it. The fighting doesn't get old. Look, they have 2 different kinds of guys to fight. That fast
That guy
little
was
guy.
in like a running suit, tracksuit. That's kind of different.
Oh
You have as
boy.
many as
Using those
2
guys
guns
since
at a
this
time!
level.
He kind of. I can't even say it. Let's just move on.
You know, maybe the focus thing is like, maybe that's like a mag light, and you can like twist it, and it gets narrower. Like a pocket mag light. Those
Oh,
things are really
yeah!
handy for flashlight fighting.
Twilight Zone!
What is?
I don't remember what this one is.
Josh, we've got like 30 seconds left on this episode. Are you gonna spend it watching fucking knockoff Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
But no, wait, which episode is it?
TV.
A family of...
TV.
Which one?
You know what? No, I'm cutting Josh off.
I
Josh,
ate my
that's the
dinner,
end of the
Ma.
episode right
I
there.
want to watch TV.
Damn it!
you.